E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Alright, RocSports, I'm back with another video. As you can tell by the title, it's an Eagles video. And yes, we clinched. We clinched the playoffs, as I knew we would. Was it easy? Was there any doubt in my mind? No, it wasn't easy. And yes, it was doubt in my mind, absolutely. When the Eagles started off 2-5, I was on the verge of, ready to call it quits in terms of the season. But if you go back and look at when it was 2-5, a lot of those losses, and that's the difference between a good team and a bad team. But a lot of those losses were, it could have easily been a win for the Eagles. Still to this day, that 49ers game just get to me, man. Like, if we could have got that 49ers game or that Chargers game or that Buccaneers game, come on, man, the Eagles would be a totally different team. But all of this out the way, they lost. It's built character with this team, with Sirianni, with Jalen Hurts. And regardless of all of that terrible start, the Eagles are still, they have clinched the playoffs with one game remaining. And again, NFC East fans have some of the best rivalries in all of professional sports. But it's moments like this when I like to talk to everybody else. So what I'm trying to say is, everybody always want to dog the NFC East, right? And rightfully so. But at the same time, we got two teams that's going to the playoffs in the NFC East. How many divisions can say that? How many? And the divisions that can say that, people call those the best divisions, right? I'm just saying, NFC East, regardless of what you want to say, is competitive. But yeah, man, back to the Eagles. Eagles fan through and through right here. I thought the Eagles would win the division. I did. Dallas won the division. Credit to them. They got a hell of a team. But at the same time, I didn't have expectations in terms of Super Bowl expectations for the Eagles. I thought that they would make the playoffs, which they are. But I'm not putting nothing on it. I believe they can win the playoff game though. I seriously believe that. But let's just get into the Eagles' whole season, man, and the outlook that people had preseason, during the season, until now. So, a lot of people going into the season, preseason, predicted that the Eagles will win between 4 to 6 games. You can pull up, no matter what network, whether you're on ESPN, Fox, NFL Network, it doesn't matter. A lot of people had the Eagles winning 4 games, and I thought that they was crazy. I said it then. I have videos on it that's proof. I'm not one of those YouTubers that want to come over here and say, I was right, y'all was wrong, or tell me didn't I tell y'all? No. But in this case, this is one of those moments. I knew damn well that the Eagles was not going to win. We're going to win more than 4 games. It's just like with the Bulls. People predicting the same thing, how the Bulls is going to be trash. And look at them. You know what I mean? Does that mean that they the best team? No, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, y'all wrong. Meaning y'all experts that try to say 4 games, 6 games. This is a rebuild year, all of that. Like Howie Roseman say, or he said in the past. This is rejuvenate, or not rebuild, but it'll come back to me what he called it. But it's not a rebuild though. If you look at the Eagles team, like, we have a very good offensive line, especially when healthy. Very good defensive line, especially when healthy. We have a good secondary. We have young, but we have some talent in the receiving core. We have a stud in Dallas Goedert. We like 3-4 deep when it comes to running backs. And Jalen Hurts is only getting better. Is he a top 10, 15 quarterback? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He has a lot of growing to do. But that boy is a gamer, man. And he's a leader. And I wasn't sold on Jalen Hurts coming into this season. I really wasn't. From the standpoint of, can this be our franchise quarterback going down the line? I'm sold now. Absolutely, because he's only going to get better. You get him more weapons on the outside, because I'm kind of over Jalen Reagor, honestly. Especially considering what the Eagles want to do. I just think that the Eagles should go Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, and then get some vets in there in this coming offseason. Go try to get Chris Godwin. And so, you know, but I'm kind of over Jalen Reagor, especially when you see what the other young receivers are doing. But enough of that. But my point is, the Eagles are solid to good at every position. You know what I mean? Or every unit, should I say. It's not really a weak unit. You can say question marks, but it's not necessarily a weak unit anywhere except for maybe linebacker. You know what I mean? So I would concede that the Eagles do have to do work in the linebacker. Can they get better depth in other places? Absolutely, but that's every team. But Sirianni and Jalen Hurts deserves so much credit. So much credit. You have people like Shannon Sharp, who I love, that don't believe that Jalen Hurts is even an NFL starting quarterback. You know what I mean? But he proved me wrong, man. This is our franchise quarterback. The Eagles have their guy. So I don't want to see them drafting another quarterback. I don't want to see them signing another young quarterback. None of that. If you want to have Gardner Minshew as the backup, cool. If he's cool with it, even better. I think that's a great backup. But if we can get a vet, that's cool too. But don't go drafting a young quarterback or signing another young quarterback. Jalen Hurts is the Eagles franchise quarterback. And hopefully it's for 5+ years. You know what I mean? I love Jalen Hurts, man. I love him. Like I said, he's a leader and he's a true gamer. And he shocked me with a lot. He shocked me with a lot. Especially we fresh off of this past Sunday, yesterday, the Eagles beating Washington. Everything was going wrong from the start of the game, from the defense to everything. It was just bad. But his composure, man, is second to none. I love Jalen Hurts. Nick Sirianni. A lot of people wanted to make it seem like Nick Sirianni was Joe Judge. And he's far from that. He's far from that. He's a leader. He's a man. He's a man's man. He's his own man. And he showed me something too. I was very frustrated and pissed off with Nick Sirianni when the Eagles was 2-5, because I just felt like the way he was calling plays was as if the Eagles had, along with Devontae Smith, he was calling plays as if Jalen Hurts is Mahomes, and the Eagles still had Devontae Smith, and Jalen Reagor is Tyreek Hill, along with Dallas Goedert, you know, and so on. Meaning he just wanted to air raid. He just wanted to throw the ball. And this team, you can just see that this team DNA, this team goes as the running game goes. For years, since Howie Roseman has been here, this is a trenches team on both sides of the ball. What gets the defense going is that D-line. What gets the offense going is that O-line. You can say that's football, period, but that's definitely Eagles football. Eagles dominate in the trenches, man. Always have. So my point is, when he finally came to his senses, it took Miles Sanders to get hurt early in the season, but to start running the ball, and now look who's #1 in the rushing as a team. And that goes a long way, man. That goes a very long way. So again, much credit to Nick Sirianni, and in my opinion, he has to be a top 3 coach of the year candidate. Who can you say is really over him? Yes, obviously I get your teams like Green Bay because of the record wise. But who else can you really? Nobody had the Eagles going to the playoffs, so he has to be in. For a first-year head coach, he has to be in the running. Have to be. And then, not only is he a first-year head coach, the whole coaching staff is new. Not to mention, fresh off of everything we got going on in the world today. Not to mention the 2-5 start with a young quarterback. He deserves so much credit, man. The Eagles' winning recipe can be, you can win with that in the playoffs. Am I sitting up here saying that the Eagles are going to win multiple playoff games? I'm not. But I truly believe that the Eagles can win a playoff game. It's all based on matchups. Absolutely. Before we get back to the playoffs, let's talk about the Eagles as a franchise. A lot of people want to bash Howie Roseman all the time. The dude's a gambler. Always has gambled. And I said that to say, you're going to have some misses. Did he miss on Jalen Reagor? Absolutely. Jalen Reagor can still come out to be a decent player, but he's not Justin Jefferson. Did he miss on Arcega-Whiteside, Jay Chaw? Absolutely, especially when you see what DK Metcalf is doing. You know what I mean? So when you just those 2 moves alone, those are the most recent that Eagles fans like to highlight a lot. But the way that this team continue to fight, man. I seen this stat. The Eagles are going to the playoffs. This is from, I'm pretty sure a lot of Eagles fans seen this, from Elliot on Twitter. The Eagles are going to the playoffs for the 4th time in the last 5 years. Only 5 other teams in the NFL have accomplished that. Only 2 in the NFC, including the Eagles. And only 1 team, the Chiefs that is, have made it more than the Eagles, meaning the playoffs. So people always so quick to bash the Eagles, bash the NFC East and all of that. But again, what does history tell you? This is a winning franchise. Super Bowl winning, not so much. But we just had one recently. But going to the playoffs, the Eagles are not a terrible franchise. The Eagles are a very, very, very good top-notch powerhouse in the NFC. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can never count the Eagles out. Even the past couple of years when the Eagles didn't make the playoffs, we were still right there. You know what I mean? Look at every past year. The Eagles were right there. Except for last year. It's time for a lot of people to eat crow, man. Real talk. But we're going to get back to that. So in the playoffs right now, we got Green Bay as the front runner, as the first seed, obviously. We have the Cowboys. We have Tampa Bay. We have the Rams. We have, let's just pull it up. Okay. Green Bay, the Rams, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Arizona, Eagles, and San Francisco. Those are the 7 teams currently in the playoffs. Again, like I say, this San Fran loss gets to me more than any loss. That, the Chargers, Tampa Bay too, but more so the San Diego, the Chargers and that San Fran loss, man. It irks me because the Eagles could have easily, especially the San Fran, man, we should have easily won those games. Easily. But I don't fear none of these teams, man. Honestly, I don't. Green Bay, you can say yes, but I really feel like that you can run the ball on Green Bay, man. I really feel like that. And obviously the Eagles would be playing on the road because they're a wild card, but any of these teams, I feel like if they was to go in their house, they will be able to run the ball, including Tampa. So, especially if the Eagles get healthy. If the Eagles get healthy, we got to get Miles Sanders back. I see we've been hit by COVID today. We got to get these guys back, be on to par. Brandon Brooks could come back. That'd be even better. But, I'm not banking on that. I love Landon Dickerson, by the way. But I believe that they can run the ball on Green Bay. And I think that that's the recipe to winning against Green Bay. The Rams. I don't fear the Rams because of Matt Stafford. I'm not sold on Matt Stafford. Everybody wanted to call Matt Stafford elite and, just categorize him as a top 5 to 8 quarterback. Not me. I've never been on Matt Stafford like that. I'm not saying he's a bum. He's a very good, talented quarterback. And again, he is in that category that can make certain throws that other guys can't make. But that doesn't complete a quarterback. You know what I mean? He's not elite. Matt Stafford is not elite. And I think it's pretty clear. It's only like 5 elite guys. And you can name them off right now. Mahomes, Brady, Aaron Rodgers. It's only a couple. We're not here for that. But yeah, man, I don't fear none of these things. The Cowboys, honestly, and it's crazy to say, I think the Cowboys is the worst matchup for the Eagles. Yes, they are in the division. Yes, that's the rivalry. I know it kills me to say that. But yeah, like just think of matchups wise. I think that that's a very tough game for the Eagles. Tampa Bay, I don't fear Tampa Bay in the slightest. Because I think we'd be able to get to Brady. Yes, they have a good O-line, but I think that we'd be able to get to Brady. They beat up as well. Obviously, the thing happened with Antonio Brown yesterday. Nothing needs to be said about that. Arizona, they beat up as well. Yes, they're going to get some guys back, but I don't fear them. I don't fear none of these teams in the NFC. And I feel like that the Eagles have a very good chance of winning a playoff game. This game against Dallas Saturday, I want to see them rest guys. We got to get some guys back and get healthy. Keep guys fresh. This game does nothing for us. So, it's a very good day, man, to be an Eagles fan. Eagles won, clinched the playoffs. The Colts lost, which I'm rooting for the Colts to win, but it's better for the Eagles when they lose because of their pick. As well as the Dolphins. It's a great day, man. You couldn't ask for nothing more as an Eagles fan. So, one more thing I wanted to touch on. Again, people said that the Eagles were not only going to miss the playoffs, but they were going to win 4 to 6 games. And a lot of people had the NFC East as the worst division in all of football. And a lot of people had the Eagles being last in that division. People got to eat crow today. It's Monday morning. People got to eat crow. Nick Sirianni was a bad hire. We heard that multiple times, all because of his press conference. I said this in my Eagles video before the season started. People wanted to prejudge, make assumptions on a freaking press conference. And look at him. Look at him, man. This is a real head coach. And he's only going to get better. When I'm sitting here talking about Jalen Hurts, he's only going to get better. What's some other stuff we heard in this offseason? Devontae Smith. The people that we took him over. He was too small. You know, all of that. The dude's a stud, man. The dude is a stud. Devontae Smith is a stud, without question. Darius Slay. That off the year he had last year, that he was done. And look at him. Pro Bowl. Right back to it. One of the best corners all of this year, without question. And then Jalen Hurts, man. If this was who was the most questioned of anybody, was Jalen Hurts. And he answered every question that needs to be answered. Again, does that mean that he's a complete player? No. But he's already leading his team to the playoffs. Second year. First 4 years starting. Say what you want, man. Say what you want, but that dude is a winner. How many playoff bound teams have 3 first-round picks, though? Talk about the flexibility with that, though. The Eagles they got so many directions that they can go in, but I'm going to save all of those videos for after the season. Right now, this is just a celebration for us Eagles fans that we back up in the dance, man. We back up in there, and anything can happen. We know that. Anything can happen. We got invited, and now we back up in there. So it's time to dance. Let's get right back to it. It's time for these people to eat crow. We keeping our foots on their neck, and we're gonna continue to call all of them out. It is what it is. It's RocSports. I'm checking out. Fly Eagles fly. All of my boxing, NFL, and NBA fans, like, share, and subscribe, man. Keep coming back. I'm gonna be dropping more content.